Mm. Hi all, how are you? So I think you all are good. So as you know, we already covered first part and second part of some tool interview questions, where we already covered most of the questions related to some tool that an interviewer can ask you. So in this video, we'll cover most or more, more critical questions that an interviewer can ask you related to some tool. So without wasting any time, we'll just go and watch what are the questions an interviewer can ask you.
Okay, then we are here with question number 18. As you already seen my last videos, first part and second part of software update manager, okay, where we already covered all the things. So I think you knows that how many phases are there in some tool. We have six phases. Initialization, configuration, check, pre-processing, execution, post-processing. Okay, so check phase, we already discussed till configuration phase. Already we covered all the things. So now we'll came in the check phase. So the question an interviewer can ask you, what will happen in check phase in some tool, because check is a small phase that will be completed in 30 minute or 40 minute only. So in check phase, basically some tool will check all the obsolete nodes that your system have, and it will provide the list of obsolete node, how many obsolete nodes are there in your system. And also some tool will check non-adjusted object that are active uh, in your system, that these have the active version in your system. So some tool will provide the complete summary of these kind of object. And the most important part in check phase, that is checking of the system table space, even file system space. So some tool will check all kind of this thing before going to any kind of upgrade or before proceeding in the pre-processing phase. So I think you are clear about the check phase. So we'll go next actually. So what will happen in pre-processing phase? So as you know that every processing phase is um, very long actually. We can say that in all the six phases, pre-processing phase will run longer. Okay, and it has multiple steps that some tool will perform during the pre-processing phase only. So if an interviewer can ask you the main work, what will happen in the pre-processing phase. So basically pre-processing phase will do the upgrade in shadow system. Okay, in processing phase, you know that in configuration phase we will provide it the shadow instance number and all the things. So on the basis of that input, some tool will create a shadow instance, and some in pre-processing phase some tool will copy the data in your shadow instance, and it will try to upgrade the shadow instance. So no, the actual upgrade will not happen here. It will not happen in your actual instance, but your shadow instance will be upgraded during the pre-processing phase. And if we'll talk about what are the things when the pre-processing phase will run, so what other things will happen, what kind of pop-ups will come in pre-processing phase. So basically in this phase only some tool will lock the development for the system. So one pop-up will come in this phase where system will ask you to lock the development, and once you will say that okay, I'm okay with locking the development, so no other development will happen in your system. So system will be locked for the development. And also in this phase the sum tool will provide a list of um, modifiable TRs actually in your system. If you are doing the upgrade for development system. So you can have number of modifiable TRs. Okay, so you have the some tool will provide what are the TRs you have to release. So according to that, you have to release this TR. But if you are there in production, so it's less number of TRs. Maybe you will not get nothing because no one is doing any kind of direct modification in production. So I think you can see that negotiable or one maybe TR you can get there. But most cases in development, it will provide lots of TRs there that you have to release. Okay, you have to just connect with TR owners and ask them to just release the TRs, because you don't know, right, what kind of modification or what kind of work is going in these TRs as a BCS consultant. Okay, and once you are good with that releasing modifiable TR, then some tool also check the inactive object that is there in your system. So it will provide list of inactive object that you have to activate. Okay, so you can contact your ABAP or yeah, ABAP only you have to contact and ask him to just activate. Otherwise, if you have that kind of access, you can also go in SC11 or SC84 and you can just activate the inactive objects. And once these things will be clear, then you can proceed next, and the data will be copied in your pre-process in your shadow instance, and the SPDD adjustment will be done, will come actually, as we already discussed this point. In which phase SPDD adjustment will come? It will come in the pre-processing phase only. Okay, and in which phase SPU adjustment will come? It will come in your post-processing phase. So in pre-processing phase, around 32 or 33%, it will ask for the SPDD adjustment, and you have to make the adjustment for the objects. Okay, and um, uh, end of the pre-processing. Okay, the system will ask you to just confirm if we can start the downtime, and it will also ask you to just take the full backup before going in the execution phase. So these are the main things that happen in pre-processing phase. So you have to be you have to be good with all these steps actually, what will happen and what we have to do. So it's like good actually, and you will get the confidence. Basically in interview the confidence will matter. If you have the knowledge, so you can answer very confidently. If we'll go with the next question. So what is SPDD and why need to be done? Okay, this is like very important question, and everyone will ask that question. Okay, so if you are going any kind of interview, so you can say that if you are going 5 time, so 3 time or 4 time, this question will come through, and it will be asked by the interviewer. So the correct answer for this thing is SPDD. What is SPDD? SPDD is a standard data dictionary object which has been changed in your system. Okay, a full form is a standard data dictionary objects. Uh, why SPDT will come? Because every version of when SAP will upgrade, okay, SPS or any kind of new release will come with the SAP software. So they will make some changes actually. Okay, in standard data dictionary object, and let's say that you are going to EHP3 to EHP upgrade, so it's like multiple data dictionary object will be modified with SAP, right? Standard modification will be there, and and maybe you also did some kind of customizing on these kind of objects in your system. So SCP will ask SAP, the some tool will provide the complete information. What are the uh, standard data dictionary object that has been changed in the newer version, and you have to adjust them. Uh, Okay, not you actually. It's not your task. You have to just align a ABAPer there, and a ABAPer will take all the confirmation from functional teams. And if they are good to go with the newer version, so they can just done the modification. Okay, so this is all about the SPDD. What is SPDD, and why we need to do. We already cleared. Like a new standard data dictionary object will be released, or some changes will be there with the standard data dictionary objects. So you have to complete the modification, okay, before continuing to import in a pre-processing phase. Okay, and if you'll not do this modification, so it's not like that you can do after the upgrade as well. It's we have to do on the same time. Okay, and if you will not do, or a paper will not do that kind of thing, so your modification will be lost actually, and SCP will make all the standard data dictionary object as they have in the newer release. Uh, Now we'll go with the next question, that who is responsible for SPDD? As I already told you that ABAP team is responsible for SPDD, and the basis team only have to do just we have to create a user for ABAP team in Shadow instance, and they have to run the SPDDT code and get all the details, and they have to arrange all the functional teams, and they have to work on that SPDD. Okay, if you have two application server, one primary application server and one ASGS instance, where you have to run the sum tool. Okay, this is common question actually. Multiple time it will also asked actually. Okay, so every time you have to be more clear on that part. Some tool we have to run on primary application server only. It will not matter that how many application server you have. If you have three or four or five, but will not use application server as per SAP recommendation. We'll go with the primary application server only. Okay, so some tool will be run or executed on the primary application server. Let's move to the next question. So, how you can stop or start the shadow instance? So for stopping and starting shadow instance, we have the commands actually. Command need to be run with SID ADM user only. You have to go inside the sum directory. We have abap and then bin. Inside the bin directory, you'll if you want to start the shadow instance, you have to run dot slash scp up start shed command, and if you want to stop the shadow instance, then you have to run dot slash scp stop shed. Okay, what is a SAP? SAP is basically a SAP process that main process basically in some tool who is responsible for R3 load, R3 trans, and R3 control, all the process. He will handle all the things actually. Now we'll go next. What will happen in execution phase? So basically, execution phase is for main execution. So in pre-processing phase, your upgrade will be done in your shadow instance, and when you will move in the execution phase, the sum tool will copy your shadow instance to your main instance. So actual upgrade happen in the execution phase only. And if we have any kind of issue in execution phase, so it rarely resolve actually. So mostly will not get the error in execution because it's a simple shadow instance copy in the main instance, but sometimes it happen actually, and issue occurs. Let's move to the next question. So if you have an error in execution phase, then how you will fix the issue? The same thing we are discussing, right? The execution phase, it's critical actually if error will come, but if error will not come, then it's a smooth copy will run only. So according to my previous experience, will not get much errors actually in execution, but simple errors we have in execution phase that is related to your maybe some syntax error is there in your object, or your object is inactive there in your system. So it will throw an error, and you have to make the changes in that syntax or a specific object. And in execution phase, you know that system will be down and you cannot log in actually. Okay, so what you have to do for fixing that issue? If let's say that your system is down, and let's say you started the system as well with this start SAP command, but when you will try to log in the system, it will say that system is in upgraded mode. Okay, in upgrade mode, you cannot log in. It will not allow you to log in. It will be simply say that system is in upgrade mode, and log on cannot be possible. Okay, so what we have to do in this case, we have to unlock the upgrade mode. And for unlocking the upgrade mode, we have two commands basically that you have to run with OS level. You have to go in bin directory, and you have to run dot slash sap up unlock sys and dot slash sap up unlock SHD. Unlock sys is for your main system unlock, and unlock SHD is for your shadow system unlock. Okay, once the system will be unlocked, you are good to log in the system. You are good to make the syntax error correction or activation, any kind of object there, and you have to be more careful actually. Once you done your changes or maybe activation or syntax error correction, you have to be proper log out from the system, and you have to again lock the system. Okay, so for locking the system, it is like dot slash sap up lock lock sys and lock shd. Okay, you have to just make it lock sys or lock shd. Okay. So system will be locked. When the system is locked, then only you have to go in your sum tool, and you have to click on retry or next or whatever, or refresh your URL. So um, you have to be make sure that before locking the system, you will not click next in sum tool. Now we'll go next question. Unlock the SAP system to perform corrections during an upgrade. How you will unlock the SAP system to perform the corrections during upgrade. That is the same thing actually we already discussed in previous question. So the same commands we have for locking and unlocking the system, I already told you. In USR SAP sum abap bin directory, you have to go and you have to run dot slash sap up unlock sys or dot slash sap up unlock SHD command to unlock the system, and dot slash sap up unlock lock sys and dot slash sap up lock SHD for locking the system. Okay, I think we already covered most of the things in execution that will happen in execution phase or check phase. And I don't want to make the video bigger because no one will spend that kind of time on that video. So we'll segregate the video in multiple parts. That's why I actually I'm segregating. So the last part is pending now, related to post processing, and some more things I have to cover under execution phase. And once both the things will be completed, we'll go with the post steps that the as a SCP basis consultant you have to do manually once the upgrade will be completed. Okay, so just wait for the fourth part of this video, maybe soon after 1 week, or not 1 week, maybe 2 or 3 days back. I will be back, and I will share the fourth part of this video. So please make sure that you will subscribe the channel, so you will be notified when the next part will come. And I have to tell you that I'm also planning to create some video sessions on system upgrade, actually actual upgrade. From starting to end, will cover the hands-on experience on these videos. So please be here with me, and I can give you the surety that you will be good with any kind of questions with some tool. Yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching the video.